Jordan, by now you're probably nice and settled here in England. You've been involved in pre-season training for a few weeks. How have you found it so far?
Yeah, it's been like any pre-season. It's been tough. I guess for me, my challenge has probably been dealing with the 4G pitch. I know in Australia, never really trained on that, so trying to get the Ks under my legs and get the body right, so that I'm right to go for the season. And yeah, it takes a toll on you, the 4G pitch. So that's it's probably been my challenge, but it's, you know, all the training that I am doing, it's been very tough. And but no, I'm loving it, and I'm really loving the challenge.
What personal toll does it take on the body in terms of a 4G pitch?
Yeah, just yeah, you probably don't feel it while you're training. It's probably more the effects after, when you get home. So doing all your recovery and making sure you're getting treatment after, and icing. I know for myself it's probably more the joints, and yeah, it's probably just the joints and the ankles and knees that ache a little bit. And probably speak on behalf of most of the boys that they probably find the same thing as well.
As a real professional of the game, I'm sure you know how to look after your body, but there's a new physio that's joined the club in the off-season as well, Andy Shea. Have you had much time working with Andy in terms of just making sure that your body is staying on the right track? Yeah,
I guess as a player, you try to avoid as much as you can that physio room. But look, obviously coming here, new player to the club, doing my medicals and all that, I've had a lot to do with Andy, and you can tell he knows what he's talking about. You know, he's come from some very successful, prestigious rugby clubs. Yeah, and he just knows his stuff, and he's been amazing for myself and for the other boys. And again, I'll probably speak on behalf of most of the boys. They'll all say the same thing.
You've come over to England and joined from Canberra, a club that you served for a very long time. How have you found adapting to life in a different country at a different club as well?
Well, yeah, in terms of I guess the weather, it's actually quite similar. Canberra does get very cold, and so training in this sort of climate's, you know, is quite familiar. And but yeah, you know, Canberra was my home for so long. But look, as I said, I'm excited for the challenge, something different, and being there for, I think I was 12 years. You know, I needed a change, and my wife and my kids are excited about it, and they really are loving Beverley, where we're living, and it's awesome.
How has it been settling in with some new faces in the playing squad?
Yeah, the lads have been awesome, man. Very welcoming boys, and obviously there's quite a lot of, not just myself, there's quite a lot of new signings here at the club. But look, they've all been awesome. The coaching staff, the medical staff, everyone affiliated with the club has been very welcoming. It's good to see old faces. Like I played with Aidan Caesar for quite some time, and played against John Asiata and Liggy and Custy, players like that played over in Australia. So yeah, it's good to train alongside of them and rub shoulders with them. It's awesome.
Yeah, and reunited with John Cartwright as well after quite a long time in between drinks. Is he as you remembered him? Yep.
He's just as I remembered him. Might have been a bit harder back in the day, but like any older person, they start to soften up. But no, he's been unreal, and you know, obviously getting to play alongside of his son Jed too. When I was being coached by Cardi back in the day, Jed would have only been 10 or 11. So awesome to see his development, Jeddy, and yeah, looking forward to playing alongside of him.
There was a lot of murmurings in the off-season that the pre-season under John was going to be really tough. Has it lived up to expectations?
Yeah, for sure. I think me and John Asiata were probably the last two to come into camp, into the squad. But yeah, it's probably, especially this last week, 2 weeks of going into this Christmas break, you can see John's turned it up a notch, and things are getting revved up and boys are raring to go.
And one other thing about yourself, we've mentioned the experience that you bring to the squad. How have you found working with some of the younger players within the squad? There's a very clear picture of the squad. There's a mixture of experienced players and young players, and that's very much the plan moving forward, that some of the experienced players in the squad are going to help nurture these youngsters. How have you found that relationship so far?
Yeah, you can definitely see the potential and the future that this club has with the young boys coming through. And for me, the more that I get on the field and on the training pitch and paddock, and the more I'm able to help, I'm really looking forward to that. I guess for me now, just keep sharing my knowledge and my experience. I think Cardi's done an awesome job. Not just Cardi, Richie Myler, and all those affiliated with the club that have signed a lot of experience. It's one thing to have good youth and up and coming talent, but if you don't have experience or I guess cool, calm, collected heads around those guys, it's probably don't get the success that you want. So I think they've done a good job on getting the mix right, and hopefully that us older, experienced players can help those young boys.
And having been here in Hull for about a month now, you'll have probably started to get a sense of how tribal the support is for this club. You must be really looking forward now to getting stuck into the season and playing in front of the fans. I'm really looking forward to getting out there with the boys. But yeah, as you touched on, more specifically the derby between the two sides. All I hear is from black and white fans, don't care what happens in the season, just make sure we don't lose to the red and white. So you can see the passion and the love for the game that they have in this city, and but also the rivalry between the two sides. So looking forward to it, and hopefully we don't let the black and white fans down.